So welcome to this frequently asked questions piece for SENCOs. This time we're going to look at when can I apply for an EHCP.
And I'm going to say the same thing I said on one of our other FAQs, which is you don't apply for an EHCP. You apply for an EHC needs assessment. Okay, the EHCP may be the result of that, but you never apply for an EHCP. So, language, really, really important. When do you apply for one as a SENCO? You can apply for one when you hit criteria. And this is not your local authority criteria. There are only 2 criteria we need to hit. Number 1, does the child have a special educational need? Number 2, may that special educational need require special educational provision? In other words, additional to and different from, that is way beyond what we are expected to deliver for the norm within our school.
Okay, so we've got Freddie, because Abigail likes Freddie.
I always use Fred.
She always is Freddie. Little Freddie. And he has some issues with his handwriting.
Okay.
For the time being. Let's go with handwriting. And he is different to the rest of his class because they can all do everything properly. Can we then apply for an EHCP? EHCA.
EHCNA.
EHCNA.
Yes and no.
Okay.
So, yes, you could, because they have got a special educational need. I am assuming you are implying that he has got a motor skills deficit or that he has got dysgraphia, which is handwriting difficulty.
Dysgraphia, yeah.
Okay. So, yes, we could apply on those grounds. However, he isn't getting something that is significantly beyond what everybody else is getting. And actually, if you provide him with assistive technology, if you give him a laptop, his problems disappear. They're negated. A laptop is reasonable adjustment. Reasonable adjustment is covered by the Equalities Act 2010. So I have to preempt that anyway. Once I've given him that, the problem disappears. He is no longer a special educational need. So he doesn't fulfill the first part of that requirement of does he have a special educational need and may he require special educational provision in order to meet that need? Probably not on the basis of I've got scruffy handwriting.
Are we saying that reasonable adjustments should be made before we do anything else?
You're legally required to. It's covered by the Equalities Act 2010. So if a child needs to wear a pair of glasses, that's a reasonable adjustment, then they have to be allowed to wear a pair of glasses. If they need a thicker barreled pencil, just for the sake of using something to do with handwriting, then you have to provide a thicker barreled pencil. And the Equalities Act is preemptive. You can't kind of sit there and wait until the kid comes along and then go, oh my goodness, what am I supposed to do about this? You actually have to have those strategies and ideas and procedures in place. So there's a question that comes up sometimes. I've got a child applied to come to my school who needs a disabled toilet and a hoist and changing facilities. Well, actually, that should already be in place. Yes, we know that some older buildings might not have that, in which case your local authority is involved and there is a shared cost implication there in putting it in place because we're public buildings. But technically, it should be preempted.
Yeah. Okay, so you've got the reasonable adjustment in there. You don't believe it is, but the parent keeps pushing for you to have an EHCNA in place.
So it goes back to one of our other questions. Throw it back at the parent. They put the application in.
Okay.
Because technically, once the local authority comes to you and says, right, now fill in your part of the EHC needs application, you're going to sit there and go, well, I give the child a laptop, the problem disappears, we don't do anything else. At which point the local authority will go, this child does not need an EHCP.
Yeah, and you're just wasting your own time and you're wasting the time of the local authority.
Yeah. So you put it into the ball of the parent. If the parent is quite insistent, this is a child that perhaps isn't even on your SEN radar, then you let the parents put that application in. Now, there's nothing stopping. It may even go past that stage. It may get, we have a lot of children who mask in school. and parents see something at home that we don't see in school. And that's okay, that's fine. So the parent puts in the application, we get to that process of the needs application and the needs assessment. The local authority goes, hold on a minute, the two pieces of information don't quite align with each other. Parents do a bit of fighting and go, actually, I do want the assessment. Local authority turns over on its back and goes, yes, okay, we'll do it. At that point, you actually get a full holistic picture of the child's needs. And maybe there is something at that point that needs to be in place. Doesn't necessarily lead to the EHCP, doesn't lead to the plan, but it does give us the assessment and the information and the things that do need to be in place in order to prevent it getting worse or other issues rising.